What is up, everybody? AJTRIP, and we're back. NXT UK is breaking down, and they're starting a whole new, this entire NXT Europe division. So the champions have decided to have their titles merged with the titles of the NXT brand. So, with that being said, what happened? Let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's start off with the North American title match. There is no secondary title for the United Kingdom, although I guessing they may bring back the European Championship to make it the NXT European Championship, but there's neither here nor there. It was the North American Champion Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet from SmackDown. And that's two. These two were just put on the show just to have a good match, and that's what they did. Although I did wish they would sell some things. One person would hit a super kick and they would just stagger, and they wouldn't take a bump. Sell, let it register. It's one of the things I do hate about this early. This new wrestling that is coming around. It seems to be like this. It starts from the indies where it's just super kick, you don't sell it, then you do another one, you stagger for a little bit, and you can come back. And it's not as like it's like anything like where it makes sense, where like you would, a super kick maybe would stagger a big man, like you did the Omos, and Omos went, you understand. It's fucking Omos. Braun Strowman, it's that. Psycho Sid, remember? Shawn Michaels, the 3 super kicks. Yeah. It's it is what it is, right? But this time it's just getting a little bit too overstuffed. But that is developmental. And in my That's a Shoot this past Thursday, I was talking about the main roster not trying to compete with AEW. This is one of the things that I would worry about. I hope that was what would happen to the main roster, that you'll start getting things like that where shit just doesn't even register. You don't do that. You just sit up there and go, oh, I can kick in the face. Let me kick back. No. Take a bump. Let it register. That was a good thing. Best part of the match when they both, and this is kind of weird too when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, but because like you mean to tell me that neither one tried to stop the other one from running to the other rope? But that's what happened. Carmelo went to that rope, Ricochet went to that rope, and they both did a springboard cross body into each other. Match of the not match, but moment of the match that I think was the best one. I also love that this wasn't, the finish didn't involve a finishing move, which I thought was good too. Lately Ricochet has been using the shooting star press as his finisher, and when he went up to go and do it, Carmelo rolled out of the way. He landed on his feet, and Carmelo rolled him up for the victory. 1, 2, 3, and that was a good thing too. By Carmelo, when he came out, he had all of the jerseys like strung up of the people that he beat for the North American Championship, and he had now he had Ricochet's when he came out. Now he put Ricochet's up there for good. So yeah, I think that was good. That's good. They're making Carmelo Hayes into something. Carmelo Hayes soon may make it up onto the main roster. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. But it was very good. I had it at 4.25 stars. Again, took some off because of the gotta sell some stuff, guys. Gotta sell some stuff. Next match was the NXT Tag Team Unification match between Pretty Deadly, Gallus, the NXT Tag Champions, the Creed Brothers, and the NXT UK Tag Champions, Josh Briggs and This is no, wait a minute. Is it Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs? Yeah, okay. You know I want to call them, Briggs and Brooks or whatever the hell their names are, but they were actually the ones first one out. Oh, really? They were the first ones out, and then Gallus got out, so it was down to Creed and Pretty Deadly, and they had some stuff, and then at the end, Damon Kemp, part of Diamond Mine, turned on the boys, hit one of the Creed brothers, Julius, in the back with a chair, and turned on him 1, 2, 3, and Pretty Deadly is the new undisputed unified tag team champions. So there you have it. All in all, the match together was great. I had 3 3 and 3/4 stars. Before the match, what's his face got Roddy Strong. He got taken out, and it went to what was happening. So I'm not sure about that. I don't know if Damon Kemp took him out or if someone else took him out, but he was taken out before the show even started. And they showed it before the match. So, but yeah, but Pretty Deadly is the new NXT Unified Tag Team Champions. Next was the unification of the NXT Women's titles from the UK champion Mako Satomura, the challenger Blair Davenport, and the NXT champion Mandy Rose. And this was a really good match. I am so impressed with Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose didn't get a lot of time when she was at NXT. She didn't get too much of a time when she was originally down there. She quickly got called up, her and Sonya Deville, to be put with Paige for Absolution. And they kind of did that. And so it was kind of strange. So yeah, they did that because they were doing that to bring people up for the Royal Rumble. Remember, SmackDown did it. They brought up Ruby Riott and Sarah, whatever her name is, Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan brought them up to SmackDown as the Riot Squad, and then they had Paige up. Paige brought up Mandy and Sonya to be Absolution. And even then, she probably learned on the job, and you could tell like she was improving each and every time she got in the ring and stuff like that. But you still wouldn't call her a good wrestler. She was accurate. She could make do with her. She wasn't going to shit up the joint, as some people would. But ever since she went back down to NXT, she's become not even a good wrestler. She's become a great wrestler down there and has some pretty decent matches. And she's held the NXT title for a very long time. And she's another month away from making it like a year. And I think that's what they're going for. I think what they're going for most of their champions. I think for Roman's a different thing. I don't know if you could do Roman, but in particular the Usos, Braun Breaker, and Mandy Rose, I think they're trying to break trying to break the record of the longest time being the champion. I'm not sure who it is for NXT or is it NXT champion, both men and women's. But I know the New Day holds a tag record. So I think once the Usos get New Day's tag record, they will have them drop the titles to someone, maybe Sammy and KO or even someone else. I think the same happens once Mandy Rose hits that record mark of holding the NXT championship for the longest time. I I think then her next defense after that, she will probably drop it. And same thing for Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker will hold it, you know, until whoever until he breaks the longest reign, whoever again how long that it may be. So they may do that. But anyway, this match was great. Some good stuff here from all three ladies. Looked like Mako had got her lip busted in the match, but she kept on fighting, as she was, and they protected her. She didn't take the beating. She didn't take the finish. Blair did, and Rose's finishing move now, the pump knee, is called Kiss from the Rose. So Kiss of the Rose or Kiss from the Rose, whatever. But it was that, and she hit that on Blair down for 1, 2, 3. She retains. Great match, 3 3/4 stars. Really, really great atmosphere between these three, and the crowd was into it. Mandy Rose rolls on, continues, and it's going to be a great opportunity to see what happens with her next. Next was the NXT Women's Tag title. No NXT UK Women's title, so they decided to bring down Doudrop and Nikki ASH from the main roster onto NXT, and they had a match. And yeah, I thought this was pretty average for what it is. They get the shine, baby, shine, heat, comeback, finish, and that's what it was. And the finish kind of involved Toxic Attraction. They came out there, and Nikki Ash went ahead and took them, and she had her sights trying to beat up Toxic Attraction so much that she wasn't looking at what was going on in the ring. And then when she even when she finally tried to do it, she jumped in the ring, and Toxic Attraction held on to Nikki ASH so that she couldn't break up the pin. So maybe we're seeing a face turn from Nikki and Doudrop. That might be interesting. And then Toxic Attraction. They've already made it to the main roster, so are Nikki and Doudrop going to stay down there for now, or because again, they're not going to bring up Toxic Attraction without Mandy Rose to the main roster, and again, they're waiting for her to beat the record that she needs to beat. So I wonder if they're going to feud for the next month or so until it's that time. So, but yeah, I thought it was a decent match. All four can go. Part. So yeah, 3 stars. And then finally, the NXT title match: Tyler Bate versus Braun Breaker, unifying the NXT and NXT UK heavyweight championships. Really, really good. I love what they did with Tyler Bate, having him walking down the hall and him showing everything, him winning the very first UK championship, and then Pete Dunne winning it. Then, of course, Walter, and then Ilya Dragunov, and then Pete Dunne winning it for the last time. And it was Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate winning it for the last time. And then they came to the ring and they got it on, and it's really, really good stuff here. Braun Breaker busted out a Frankensteiner, as he always does usually. Even tried to do it the second time. He got powerbombed by Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate hit the Tyler Driver 97, whatever that is. It's a Tiger Bomb. Excuse me. Do I have my water? I don't have my water here. Hopefully I don't hiccup anymore. But yeah, and he did some great stuff. It was really, really good in the ring. I think, Tyler Bate Tyler Bate may be younger. He may be younger than Braun Breaker, but he's a more of a veteran than Braun Breaker is, because won the title when he was 19, I think. He's 19. And that was 6 years ago. So he'd be 25. I think Braun Breaker might be the same age, 25, 26. So Tyler Bate could actually be younger than Braun Breaker, but then be He be the elder statesman of wrestling. So that's a very interesting one. Damn, yeah, nope. The water and I got the hiccup. So give me a minute. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and get a drink of water. I apologize. I'll be right back. But my water bottle wasn't here, but it just didn't have any water in it. I didn't see it, and it doesn't have any water in it. So, but yeah, so it is. It was really fun back and forth action. Really good stuff. Like I was saying before, I think the hiccup started. Todd Bate is probably, I think, maybe younger than Braun Breaker, but he's the elder statesman, the veteran. So that was cool. And yeah, it was a really good match. It ended. Todd Bate had to put his foot on a rope for the power slam, and he went for the spear. Yet Tyler blocked it. Tried to go for a tie driver that was blocked. Then he went back and ran to the ropes and jumped off the rope and tried to come back. And Braun hit him with a spear. 1, 2, 3. So you know we need to talk about the spear. Talk about the spear. So Roman has a spear that he uses as a finish. Bobby Lashley has a spear that he uses as a finish. Edge has a spear that he uses as a finish. And now Braun Breaker has a spear which he uses as a finish. And Charlotte Flair has a spear. She doesn't use it as a finish very often, but I'm certainly she has hit a spear and won a match or something like that. I'm almost certain. That needs to become something else. Can we get Goldberg? When Goldberg has a spear. That's his signature move to go into his finishing move. You got to do something about the spear. Yeah, everybody. Everybody can't have a spear. Everybody can't have it as a finisher. So come on, this Bobby Lashley, you got the hurt lock. There's no need to hit the spear. Roman Reigns, you got the guillotine. There's no need to use a spear. Charlotte Flair, since you don't use it as a finisher, I guess it's okay, but I would rather you not use it. Just let Edge, he's the Hall of Fame grandfather him in to use the spear as a finishing move. Braun Breaker, same thing. And Goldberg, he uses it into his transition move. Okay, that's fine. He's another Hall of Famer. He can keep that. But come on now, let's do something about these spears. So yeah, Braun Breaker is a unified NXT champion, and yeah, that pretty much bows the end of NXT UK. I never watched the show. Only match I ever saw was the first Ilya Dragunov Walter match. First one I saw, and I thought that was incredible. But I've never saw any match since then from NXT UK. They did, when they would do the takeovers, they would have the NXT UK title match on there. I remember the Tyler Bate Pete Dunne match from NXT Takeover Chicago several years back, which was incredible. And then I remember the one he had with Walter won, and then there was the one that Walter had with Ciampa here, and then the one that Walter had with Ilya Dragunov here in America for the NXT UK title. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. So yeah, there you have it. That was NXT Worlds Collide. Um, all great, 3 great matches, four great matches maybe. And NXT Women's Tag wasn't bad at all. Just a great weekend of wrestling for NXT/WWE. And for those of y'all who are into that stuff, you're gonna get 15 matches of All Out. I know you're excited for that. All right, y'all. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I'm out.